pocket backup pair of underwear not a bad idea? You know what I mean? Like, some fresh draws, probably the way to go. Other items on FEMA's list that have been left behind: first aid kit and the flashlight. Again, people were taking personal items before things that could actually help you in an emergency. When you lose photos, it sucks. Like, it does. Like, if your house floods and you lose the photo albums, that part, it sucks because you're not getting those back. And I understand that. But if we're in like the world is like the earth is cracking open, like here comes this earthquake and all of this, or the rapture, whatever the hell the thing is. Like, I'm sorry, man, the photo album is last. What I'm doing is looking at the 3 people running down the street with me and thanking the dear Lord that they're not in photos, that they're right here next to me, and we're all going through this together. I bet Bengals fans feel like there is a problem with officiating. There was a little bit of a interesting call at the tail end of that game. Chiefs end up winning, so of course people are like, the NFL wants the Chiefs to win. I guess. If I were going to rig it, I would rig it to where one of the bigger markets was it. I mean, they're not even a big mid-size market. That's just, it's wild with that. But there was a questionable call in that game last night. Obviously, the Browns get the win yesterday. Deshaun, not great. I mean, he looked really good because of how bad he looked the first week. That stat line yesterday's not great. Look at this, 22 of 34, 186 yards, I think it was. It's like, that leaves a lot to be desired. He did rush for the touchdown. And the ball placement looked good. The air underneath the ball looked good. Like, it looked like it had zip, and he was finding the right locations, and he was making some halfway decent decisions. The sack he took in the red zone yesterday was like, oh, Deshaun, what are we doing here? Like, that was a little bad, but he looked way more confident. Now, a lot of people said to me this morning, dude, he played bad last week because his dad died. All right, I'll give it to you. The thing is, though, and I've said it maybe too easily, I've said it,
is, an evangelical and didn't put much stock into any new age thing. And I think she went to get a massage and they gave her like a bag of crystals and stuff. And she was like, come on, and kind of put those in her, bathroom upstairs behind one door. And, and Houston came home from school, like ran into the primary bedroom and then went to the bathroom and found the rocks and like was so excited and put them in lines next to his bed and wanted to put his head next to them. And he could feel the energy coming from these stones. And I always thought, okay, people believe in stones and maybe they matter because people believe in them, but like I didn't actually think they had energy or like healing gifts. And here's Houston feeling the stones. So that made me think, what? Okay, maybe there's something here. Enough individuals saying they could see auras around plants and animals and people. So that was something I started being like, okay, this is happening enough and enough that I believe that. And then the language was the next thing, and that was pretty remarkable. And I'm not saying every non-speaker has these gifts. I'm just saying the people that I've met that have been in part of this project, and there's an awful lot do. And I think probably the gifts change per person too, right?
How often do you see the language thing?
I should send out another questionnaire, but probably every 5 individuals.
Wow.
But like that's a rough number, but it would be interesting to survey.
Are there any other data points that would indicate that someone would be more likely to have these language skills? Is there any factors about these individuals, like the differences in their conditions or the environment?
Well, this is one thing that has been really remarkable, I think, especially since the Telepathy Tapes came out, is how much belief and just like acceptance of these type of things matters for them to show themselves, right? So I was talking to a parent the other day who's not in the Telepathy Tapes, of someone I've met through this, and she said, look, my son, after the Telepathy Tapes came out, he's about 19, said, I need to come out to you. I can also read your mind. But just never felt comfortable saying it because didn't think his parents would respond well, right? And another teacher was telling me, look, now that this has come out and like I've realized this to be a truth, in her clinic or classroom, she will do 10 minutes for thought sharing in the beginning of the day where they can all talk telepathy and hang out. And she said it's like one of the only times when they're all quiet and they're just thought sharing. And she said that, you know, now that the telepathy is out, more and more parents are like being told this and, you know, accepting it. Because when I fell into this world, before the telepathy tapes was out in the world, almost every single parent or teacher I met was like thinking this was an individual miracle happening alone in their house. They couldn't tell anyone. Even sometimes the spouses were fighting. I met one parent once, not in the telepathy tapes, but you know, I met her in the journey, and she said, my husband wants to take my child away because he thinks I've lost my mind by saying that this is happening.
Oh, jeez.
So, you know, so now that it's out there, I think it's just think about it. If you have kids, right? Like if you believe in your kids, I believe you, I believe in you, it makes a difference. The placebo effect.
Sure.
We know placebo effect works. If you
Yeah.
believe in something, it makes a difference. So when you say to a non-speaking individual, like, I want to know all of you, I'm excited to know all of you, even if that